A man knows it's time to go when peace costs more than love. If staying means losing yourself, it's already over. The moment you start fighting harder to be understood than to be loved, that is your answer. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Andrew, and today I am going to be talking about how do we know when it's time to leave a relationship that no longer serves us? How do we know? And what do you do? All right, so let's get right into it, guys. First of all, before we get right into it, I just want to say thank you for all my subscribers. I really do appreciate the growth of this channel. I put a lot of hard work into making these videos. I'm having fun doing it. And so I do appreciate the love, the growth, the support that I'm receiving in terms of subscriptions and, likes and watch time and so on and so forth. So thank you. For those of you who watch my videos and you're not yet subscribed, please do so. Please take a moment to hit that subscribe button. If you find this video to be helpful or you like it, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much. All right, so now let's dive right into it. So today I'm going to be talking about how do we know when it's time to leave a situation that is no longer working for us, right? And this is more of a conversation. So it's not me preaching to you. It's more of a conversation, right? Because so many of us have been in situations where we have to shrink to exist. We have to lose ourselves to build someone else up, right? We have to set aside our happiness, our joy, our peace in order to make someone else happy, right? And I know it's easier said than done for many to just say, oh, just leave, right? I know that's easier said than done because especially in a situation where you have children, right? You're married and together you have assets. Leaving isn't that easy, right? It's not just easy as, oh, you just pack your bag and you're up and you're gone, right? And that is a challenge for a lot of guys. A lot of guys find themselves in very unhappy and unhealthy situations where they are just miserable, but they're doing what society expects them to do. They're doing what their parents and grandparents did, right? I would say maybe, 50 years ago, which really isn't that long, divorce wasn't what it is today. Nowadays, today, I forgot the exact statistic, but it's a high rate. Over 50% of marriages, first-time marriages, get end in divorce. That is a very, very high number, high percentage, right? And that's because it's a lot of factors. It's many factors. One, I believe that people in this day and age don't put as much value on a marriage as our grandparents did and our great-grandparents did, right? Back then, marriage was almost like a symbol of status. If you're married and you're stable, you're making it in life. Like, woohoo, yes, let's go, right? If you're not married, if you're of age and you're not married, it's like something's wrong with you, right? Nowadays, it's not like that. And I also believe that human beings nowadays are way more self-serving and way more selfish than we once were. And so because of those two things, we are always going to be looking at what makes us feel good. And if leaving is what makes us feel good, right, we're gone. Especially females, they're gone, right? Rather than sticking around. But is it always okay to stick around though? Is it always the right thing to do to stick around, right? How many people are miserable right now in marriages, in unions that it's just not working. They're unhappy, but because they have a house together, maybe a business together, children together, etc., they're stuck, or at least they feel stuck, right? They can't leave. But how do you know when it's time to leave, right? You have to look at a few things. There are measurements that you can assess, and that is your peace. I won't even say happiness, right? Because a lot of times we put a lot of emphasis on happiness in marriage, But happiness comes from within, right? You have to be happy on your own. Your wife has to be happy on her own. And when both of you are individually happy and you come together, you complement each other's happiness and increases it, right? But a lot of us go into situations looking for happiness in the other person and vice versa. And when that happiness is not being met, and sometimes it's also very undefined. You see this a lot with relationships where you want to be happy, but you don't even know what makes you happy. You don't even know what is the source of your happiness, yet you want to be happy. And yet you expect that person to make you happy when you yourself don't even know what makes you happy. How? Come on, make that make sense, right? So, we have to assess a few things, right? Peace. Are you peaceful as a man in your relationship, at home, with your family, with your wife? Are you at peace? When you come home, do you have peace in your household? Let's take it one step deeper. Does your wife brings you peace? Right? When it's nighttime, the kids are in bed, and it's just you and her, does she bring you peace? When you're at work during the day, can you call her on the phone and receive peace? Can you call her and she can be that peace to help you feel calm and centered, right? And vice versa too. This is a two-way street, by the way. For all the ladies who might be thinking, oh, so what is he doing for me? It's a two-way street. Calm down. I got you. This is a two-way street. So yes, but I'm here to help my brothers out, right? I'm here to help them to see things from different perspectives and to help build them up, right? So don't worry. But are you at peace? Is this woman your friend? Can you have a conversation with her and you can laugh and you can feel and you can be silly? Are you your 100% authentic self with this person, right? If the answer to all of those questions is no, well, there you go. You start to establish a pattern, a negative pattern. You start seeing these things that is indicators that, hey, things might not be so great in paradise, right? Can you have a conversation about difficult things and come to an amicable resolution? Can you, right? Is there any toxic traits that is just off-putting, that you've talked about many a times, but it's just not being fixed, it's not being addressed? It's like you talk about it, maybe a little bit of adjustment is made, but then you go right back to old habits. What's going on, right? Do you dread coming home from work? Do you dread being alone with your wife? Are you in the same space together and can't have a conversation that lasts more than 30 seconds to a minute? Do you guys go out to eat and everybody's just on their phones because there's nothing to talk about, right? I don't know. Is the answer to those questions a no? If it is, then there you go. The pattern continues, right? These are some of the telltale signs that will let you know things are not what they need to be. And you know what too? Instinctually, especially for our brothers that are deeply spiritual and that are connected with themselves, you know that feeling. You will know that feeling like, yeah, this is not it. This is not it at all. You know that feelings, right? And so, if you are one of those guys that is experiencing all of these different signs and patterns that I just discussed, right? You're feeling unappreciated, you don't feel loved, you don't have peace, you dread coming home, etc., right? What do? You have a house together, you have children together, you have a whole life together that you've built for over 10 years. What do you do, right? Now, I'm not here to advise you on what to do, so I don't want nobody to go say, oh yeah, I listened to Andrew and he said blah. No. right? We're just having a conversation here, guys. So, what do? The thing that I always say in these types of situations is that you give it everything you got up until the last drop. What do I mean by that is, have you spoken to your wife? Have you tried to have a really serious heart-to-heart conversation to see if you can get through to her and see if we can make some adjustments? Okay, check. You did that, nothing came of that. Cool. Have y'all gone to therapy or marriage counseling? Check. You did that. Yeah, you get a little bit of result, but nothing too serious. Okay. Have you spoken to like trusted family members, if there's any that you can talk to, right? Check. So you've gone down the list of doing things that you feel could be beneficial to helping the marriage evolve or improve, right? You've done everything that you can, but nothing worked, right? At that point, it's okay to leave. The other thing that I want you all to think about, I want you guys to think about this, right? Whenever you're in a situation that is not right for you, I can 100% guarantee you that you are going to be extremely uncomfortable. And that discomfort is going to get more and it's going to increase until you do something about it. You're going to be so uncomfortable and miserable until you do something about it, right? So if you've done everything that you think that you could do, and you've tried to collaborate with her and try to make things work and nothing seems to be working, I don't know, guys. Maybe that's your sign, right? Maybe that's your sign to have a different conversation, right? About what's next, right? But that is how you know that it's time to go. You don't have peace. You don't have joy. There's no love, there's no passion. You have done everything you can. You've tried. You've exhausted every single option. And nothing seems to work. Well, hey, a man can only do so much, right? A man can only do so much, right? And in this day and age, guys, we have to value our peace. Materialistic things ain't nothing. We have to value our peace. We have to value our peace. It is the most important thing. For me, it's not possession, it's not material possessions. Material possessions are cool to have and whatever, but it's peace. Peace, 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 and more peace. That is the number one most important thing, right? So, if you don't have peace and you've exhausted all the options and nothing seems to be working out, then maybe it's time to start having a different conversation, right? I don't know. You gotta ask yourself that question, right? I want to share an analogy with you guys that actually kind of paint the picture. So I once watched a video. There was this philosopher, and he talked about the lobster and how much the lobster goes through this process of deshelling and the regrowth of a new shell. And how he explained it is that the lobster gets to a point where his flesh starts to become extremely uncomfortable in the current shell that encases his flesh. Really tight and really uncomfortable. As the flesh is growing and expanding, the shell is restricting its growth. And so, in order for him to continue his growth, he has to free himself of that shell. And so he goes through that process of deshelling. And once he gets rid of that shell, typically they stay like hidden for a little while, because the new shell is soft and they're now vulnerable. So they kind of hide for a little bit until that shell hardens, and then they resume their daily activities, right? Now, how does that relate to human? Kind of like I mentioned before, when something is not right for you, when something is stifling your growth and your progress and your evolution, you will undoubtedly become extremely uncomfortable, miserable, frustrated. And that's your cue that change is necessary. What that change looks like, how you go about making that change, unfortunately, that is your decision to make. I'm not going to be the one to tell you how to do it and what to do, right? That is your decision to make. But change is necessary. And a lot of times, the things that hold us back, the things that keep us in fear, is the very same things that hold back our progress, that stifles our growth, that prevents our evolution. The same things that you are afraid of is the same thing that is stifling your growth and progress, right? Think about that, guys. Think about it. And if we can find the courage to let go of the things that no longer works for us, to include relationships, since we're talking about relationships, you will see the tremendous growth and positive change that occurs in your life. All right? So guys, that is it for today. I hope once again that you took something from this. I hope that if nothing else, I got you to think a little bit, right? Just to think and ask yourself some important questions. And from there, I hope that you find, or you're able to find, the answers that you're looking for, okay? So until the next one, guys, let us continue to grow, evolve, and transform into the best version of ourselves, and go subscribe to the channel. Peace.